Let's say you need to order products for your business from a vendor. A common way to communicate to your vendor which products you need to order is by submitting a purchase order. A purchase order reflects the list of products that you're looking to place an order for, as well as the quantity of each of those products. Now, if the products you need are for a specific project for your client, and the estimate you previously created for your client reflects the materials you'll need to get the job done, then it's much more efficient to create a purchase order from an estimate. The reason this approach is superior to creating a purchase order from scratch is that you don't need to spend time re-entering all the information manually, and there is less chance of making an error. Before we can create our first purchase order in QuickBooks Online, we need to enable purchase orders. To enable purchase orders, select Gear, Account and Settings. When you get to Account and Settings, select the Expenses tab. Then go to the Purchase Orders section. Next to where it says Use Purchase Orders, switch the slider to On. Then select Save. Then click Done. The purchase order feature is now enabled, and we're ready to create our first purchase order. However, in our instance, we don't need to create it from scratch. We're looking to place an order for materials that we'll need in order to work on a project for our customer. Since these materials are needed for a specific project, we previously had to submit an estimate to our customer that reflected the fees for work. As such, instead of creating a purchase order manually, we can turn an estimate that we previously submitted to our customer into a purchase order. This approach is much more efficient because you don't need to spend time entering all the information manually, and there is less chance of making an error. To turn an estimate into a purchase order in QuickBooks Online, from the left-hand menu select Sales, and then choose All Sales. On the All Sales page, select the Estimate box from the Money bar. You will then get a list of your open estimates. Select the estimate that you would like to turn into a purchase order. We've mentioned before that the customer has accepted our estimate, and we're looking to order the needed materials in order to start working on the project. In the upper left corner, there is an Estimate Status indicator, which currently reflects pending as the status. Click on the downward arrow and change the status to Accepted in order to update the estimate status. Then add the initials of the person who accepted the estimate and the date it was accepted. Click the Save button on the bottom to save the changes you just made. Next, select the downward arrow next to where it says Create Invoice and then choose Copy to Purchase Order. You'll then be taken to a purchase order screen. When you get to the purchase order screen, select the name of the vendor that you're looking to place an order with. If this vendor has been set up previously, the address and the email will populate automatically. It's important to properly select the Ship To address. We want the materials to be shipped to the address of the customer where we'll be performing the job. So, in the Ship To box, make sure to select the address of the person that we'll be performing the work for. Then scroll down to the Items Detail section. It reflects the information for the products that we're looking to order. This data has carried over from our estimate. Review all the info in this section. You can make adjustments if necessary. Then select Save and Send. Review the purchase order and the email that will go out to the vendor. If everything looks good, click Send and Close. The purchase order will then be sent to your vendor.